Today we'll learn how to build rules. Rules were previously called automations. As we learned in the previous video, each campaign can include several rules. In order to create a rule, click on Activity and then choose Rule. Here we see an option to start from scratch, or you can choose a template out of the templates library that you can simply edit and save. Today, we'll learn how to create a rule from scratch. First, let's take a look at a rule when it's already built. Now here, we have three cornerstones: trigger, condition, and action, where the condition options are based on the type of trigger that you've chosen. Now, we'll choose what is a trigger for the rule. The triggers list presents the top triggers that are most commonly used. Whichever option we choose here is what will trigger the rule to work. Here at the bottom, we see the rest of the triggers. After we've chosen what triggers a rule, we can add a condition, and only if this condition is met will the action work. Here we chose total spend, so the member has to spend over $50 in order for the action to work when a user makes a purchase. And the last part is obviously the action, so after a user makes a purchase and this condition is met, will the action occur? In this case, send a benefit and a gift. So now, let's learn how to create a rule from scratch. So click on Add Activity under the campaign that you want to add a rule to, and then click on Rule. And here let's click on Start from Scratch. Enter the rule's name, for example, Join the Club rule. And you also have the option to add a description that describes a rule. For example, a rule that sends a member a joining gift when he joins the club. And now, as we showed before, we'll choose a trigger for the rule. Click on the trigger that you'd like to use. In this case, we'll choose Joins the Program. And here we can see that there are three options that pop up: to register members at any date and time, and infinite purchases per member. When we click on to registered members, you can choose if the rule applies to all your customers, whether they are club members or not. Note that most of the automations cannot be applied to non-registered members. You have also all registered members, which is the default option, to anyone who is a club member, and to specific members. You can apply the rule to a member based on a specific attribute they have, like a tag or a custom field that you created in the registration form. And once you're done, click on Save. Here you can choose when the rule can be applied, at any date and time, or on specific days and times. You can choose specific days where the rules can run, or you can run it without a time limitation. So if we choose forever, it will run between these dates and forever, and if we want to use specific dates, we can choose specific dates from calendar. You also have an option to choose specific days and hours when the rule can run when it's triggered. You also have the option to make it available for only one day of the week, for example, only on Sundays, and then it will run only on Sundays between specific hours that you'd like to choose. And then once you're done, click on Save. You can choose if you'd like the rule to happen to every time it's triggered, or to add a limitation to it. You can choose if you'd like to completely limit the number of times this rule can apply on a member in general, here, for example, once in general, or to limit it to the number of times a rule can apply per time period, for example, once per week. And once you're done, click on Save. And here we can see it changed to one time per week. At the bottom, you can choose an action you would like to apply when the conditions are met. For example, I like to send a joining gift. So here we'll click on say what should happen. And then we'll click on send benefit. Choose the benefit you would like to send. And the quantity, and since we're only sending one joining gift, we'll leave it 1 in here. And you also have an option to delay it. So you can click here and set it immediately, or after a certain amount of hours, minutes, weeks, whatever you choose. Once you're done, click on save. If you like, you can add additional actions. And if you'd like to delete an action, click on the trash can icon at the top right corner. When you finish creating the rule, you have two options. You can save it as draft or activate it. If you save it as draft, you can activate it later. And if you activate it now, it will be automatically activated and will start working. So when we click save as draft, we can see it's saved here as a draft, and if we'd like to activate it, you can go into the rule again and then activate it. And you can see the status here is active. Now you try. So let's take a look at the solution. We added a title, send punch card plus push, and send punch card plus push notification when a member joins the club is a description. We apply the trigger when a member joins a program. Here we left it to all registered members. Here we change it to when it starts from the 1st of January until December 2020. So January 1st, 2020 till December 1st, 2020. And then we applied it between Sundays and Wednesdays. The second thing we were requested to do is to add a limitation to it, so we were asked to do 1 time in total, which means a rule can only happen 1 time in total per member. And then when we scroll down, we can see 2 actions that we were requested to do. The first one was to send a benefit, the punch card, and the second thing was to send a push notification, and we added the variable membership's first name here. You can do this by using the @ sign. We welcome them to the club, and when a member taps on the push notification, we were asked what to do, so we went to the punch card list and then view my punch cards, and that's it. You created your first rule. Once you're done, click on activate. And that's it. Makes sense?